The REACH legislation is now 10 years old. Next year we celebrate a doubtful birthday because of what we see during this 10 years procedure and process, that we have a lot of burden to SMEs, to the chemical industry. We have losses of working places and a lot of uncertainty.
Particularly for SMEs, they simply don't have the internal resources to cope with this very complex piece of legislation. There are a number of things that they can do. One is they can perhaps look at sector authorisation, so actually giving an authorisation to the surface engineering sector as a whole for its use of, say, chromium trioxide.
The authorisation system itself has matured a lot. The application costs can be reduced quite substantially if companies get together and share information, and they don't have to do the same thing several times. We ask for feedback from SMEs, we ask for feedback for others as well to understand better what was going on so we can give better advice in the future.
Is authorisation really the right risk management options for substances that are only used in the workplace? So perhaps the Commission should look at risk management option analysis first, the RMOA tool, so that only those substances where there is consumer exposure go forward for REACH authorisation.
There is a huge impact where it comes to metals again, because there's only a few metals that can substitute each other. So putting metals on the authorization list, either they will have to authorize them for life because you cannot find substitutes, or the metals chain may actually leave Europe. There's also a question of investment. I know that authorization can be had for 12 years and then can be renewed time after time after time again. But in some cases, investment cycles are around 20 to 25 years. So if you only have an authorization for 12 years, that creates a lot of uncertainty with respect to future investment in the EU.
The biggest challenge that we still have is the so-called upstream applications. That is the applications where the manufacturer who's manufacturing the substance should apply for the whole supply chain. If the supply chain is relatively long or complex, like is the case in chromium, it has been a challenge for the applicants to actually describe the uses well enough that actually the risks are well known well enough and so on.
REACH initially wanted to relaunch research, but what we see is that the registration procedure and the authorization procedure is so burdensome and bounds a lot of human resources that this idea is not really played up to now. And we need to strengthen research as well, but this means that we have to look into all the procedures we have up to now around the REACH procedures.
In the REACH review, there is an opportunity to see whether there's a possibility to have risk management option analysis really embedded in the REACH regulation. Now it's part of a roadmap, and to make it actually obligatory to do a risk management option analysis before deciding whether a substance needs to be going through authorization or restriction, because risk management option analysis clearly can show that risks are somewhere that can be managed by another legislative tool.